During this video, we're going to look at the PMT function and also the if function. We're going to be using the file called Buy A Home Pmt. Buy A Home Pmt. Open it up. I want to show you a few different things. There's a couple of sheets here. Buy a home template, that's what we're going to work on to complete this problem. There's also another sheet called Buy a Home, which has the answer in it and the formulas that leads to the answer. So let's go back to Buy a Home template. We're going to start in cell B12 and we're going to use the PMT function. Before doing that, let's take a look at a couple of things here. As we mentioned in class, there's really three components to PMT. The interest rate, usually it's divided by 12. The number of years multiplied by 12. And lastly, the size of the loan. Now, component 1, that interest rate, as you can see here, is there's multiple interest rates listed. The loan, or how long we have to pay off the loan, 20 years, is only listed in one place. It's basically a constant. Our formula is always going to be looking up in cell B8. Likewise, with the size of the loan, it's only listed in one place. It's $400,000, and it's always going to be in cell B7. So it's going to be treated as a constant or an absolute. Let's show you what I mean by that. We're going to go into cell B12 and we're going to open up the PMT function. We're going to do that by clicking on f of x. We get a dialog box and we're going to type in PMT. That's the function that we're looking for. Click on Go. After the function is highlighted, hit OK. Now we're going to have a dialog box that we're going to fill out. It makes it so much easier. First line being the interest rate. So we're going to come over here and click on 3.5 as an interest rate, which happens to be in cell B11. And that's going to be divided by 12. This is 12 months in a year. We want to annualize the interest rate. So we're going to always divide it by 12. Next line has to do with how many years do you have to pay off this loan. The years is located in cell B8, multiplied by 12. That's going to be your total payment. It's the number of years multiplied by 12. But as we've already mentioned, the number of years is always going to be located in that cell B8. It's in that one place. It's a constant. It's an absolute. It's not in multiple cells. So what you want to do is highlight the B8 and make that into an absolute by clicking on F4. Once again, the number of years is always in cell B8. It's a constant, it's an absolute, and we turn it into an absolute by hitting the F4 key. Third line is the size of the loan. And the first thing you always do is put in a negative sign or minus, and then click on the cell that has $400,000 in it, which happens to be in cell B7. That's the size of our loan. But like the number of years, it's only in one place. It is a constant or an absolute. So what we want to do next is click on F4. We want to turn that B7 into an absolute. So in other words, it's now showing $B, $7. So we have our interest rate divided by 12, the number of years, which is a constant or absolute, multiplied by 12, and then the size of the loan. Always begin it off by putting in a negative sign, and because that size of the loan is always going to be in one cell only, it's in B7, we're going to make that into an absolute. Next, click on OK. Go to our fill handle and drag it across to copy that formula. Double left click here to kind of check the formula, and it looks okay. Next, we're going to go into cell B13. In B13, we're going to be using the if function. Once again, we're in cell B13, and we're going to be looking at the if function. Now, how that if function is going to work is that if the size of the loan or the loan payment is less than or equal to $2,500, then that loan is affordable. Otherwise, it's not affordable. So we're in cell B13, and we're going to go up and click on the f of x. And we're going to type in if. Click go. It's been found. Click OK. There's 3 lines for the if statement. The first line is always the condition. And that condition can be either true or it can be false. But let's start off with the condition. First line over here. And what the condition is, if this amount right here, if the amount in cell B12, this is the size of the loan payment, is less than or equal to 2,500, which happens to be in cell B15, okay? So if the loan payment is less than or equal to the 2,500, which happens to be in B15. Now, B15, or the condition, that's always in one place. It's an absolute. So what we want to do next is click F4. Next, if that is true, the loan is affordable, so we're going to type in affordable. Otherwise, and this is the key, you're going to always make sure you fill out that third line. If it isn't affordable, it means it's not. It's either affordable or it's not affordable. So it's affordable or it's not affordable. Click OK. And you can see for that first if statement in cell B13 that it is affordable. You can see that that 2319 is in fact less than 2,500. Go to the fill handle drag that across. And that is the end of this video.